with voiceover if you wanted. I said, okay, let's do posters. And then John said, no, let's do billboards as well in all different cities in the world. Wow. I mean, he was like that because his arena of communication was much larger than mine. So he thought of that.
It's in 11 cities throughout the world. That's New York, LA, Montreal, Toronto, Paris, Berlin, Rome, London, Athens, and Tokyo, and with a bit of luck, Port of Spain in the Caribbean, because we met a friend there who said he'd fix it, you know.
Where is the money coming from for the posters you've got now?
It's coming out of our pocket at the moment, but we've had a few offers to help, you know. So people said, how much is it? I don't know, but it's cheaper than somebody's life.
I mean, he was using the fact that the media had an obsessive affair with him. Whatever he did, they had to pay attention. But that doesn't actually mean that you got a coherent idea of what they were trying to say, because obviously the media didn't really understand it, and to the extent they understand it, they didn't like it.
I'm someone who admired you very much.
Well, I'm sorry you liked the old mop tops, dear, and you thought it was, I was very satirical and witty, and you liked Hard Day's Night Love, but I've grown up, but you obviously haven't.
Have you?
Yes, folks.
What have you grown up to?
No, 29.
John was no dummy. He knew that people would regard him as being a nutcase. Right? He didn't care. He thought that whatever people thought about him was unimportant compared to the cause he was promoting.
If I'm going to get on the front page, I might as well get on the front page with the word peace.
But you've made yourself ridiculous.
To some people, I don't care. If it saves lives.
You don't think you... Oh, my dear boy, you're living in the Netherlands.
Well, you talk to...
You don't think you saved a single life.
Listen, will you tell me what were they singing at the moratorium?
Which, I mean, the moratorium existed throughout the nation.
The one here, the recent big one, they were singing Give Peace a Chance, you know.
A song of yours, probably.
Well, yes, and it was written specifically for them.
So they sang one of your songs.
Well, if you...
Great song, sure, but is that all you can say about that? The moratorium?
You were saying that in America they're so serious about the protest movement.
Yes, they are.
But they were so flippant that they were singing a happy-go-lucky song, which happens to be one I wrote. And I'm glad they sang it. And when I get there, I'll sing it with them.